John was born at 41 weeks. He had intestinal surgery within 8 hours of being born, and he remained at Boston Children's for the next 2.5 months, where he then underwent another 4 surgeries. It was very difficult at the beginning to understand the syndrome that he has, which is called Torriello-Carey syndrome, because there's not a lot of research on it. Only 45 kids in the world have it. The doctors never know what their potentials are, and so our goal was always to maximize John's potential, whatever that might be. We always involved John in everything our family did, regardless of his limitations. You know, it might be a modified version of things, but he was always involved in everything. Soccer, he has someone who walks around the field with him because John wouldn't otherwise understand the rules of the game. But he does basketball, soccer, horseback riding. I ice skate with him. We basically just try to maximize John's potential in everything that he does, and that's our goal with him. Feeding was an issue because he was born with a cleft palate, and we realized that he was aspirating everything and it was going into his lungs, so we had to modify how we were feeding him, and then he got his feeding tube. And we were, sort of upset with that because feeding is the one thing a parent seems to be able to control in their child, and we weren't able to do that with him. And so we started feeding therapy with him at the age of 9 months, and he was very averse to food at that time. And I'm happy to report that today John's eating everything by mouth. The next goal is drinking. He still gets most of his fluids through his G-tube, but just recently we started to cut back on that because he has been drinking 7 to 10 ounces a day, which is a good amount for him. We use community case management for nursing care because John does have some medical issues that need to be attended to. We use the PCAs and the nurses to also help with John's development. Every aspect of his life requires work, whether it's walking or communicating. He doesn't talk, so we use picture symbols, we use technology devices. It's really nice to have the added support to help with all of the energy that it takes to take care of him and to work on his development, because one person would get exhausted doing that all day long.
I can say that I spent the first 3 years of John's life home with him. It was difficult because we would switch off hours of the day to be with him because he had to be, somebody had to be with him at that point. And I was getting really exhausted and sleeping 3 or 4 hours at a time, and before we got help. And once that happened, I think life in general got a little bit easier for everybody.
Even for a sibling, it's hard for siblings of special needs children because they require so much care and so much energy and attention that I think lots of siblings feel sort of left out, and we've done a really good job making sure Ryan gets the attention that he needs as well, and we probably couldn't do that to the extent that we do without the help of the nurses here with John.
When I first started with this program, it really was in its infancy, and it really is a godsend for many families. We have families that have 2 working parents, and regardless of insurance does not cover all the costs that these families face. And being able to have nursing, so the nurse can come into the home and provide services for these children, is very helpful.
Every little bit has made him just keep growing and keep developing and keep progressing, and we really appreciate all the help that we get on a daily basis with every single aspect of his daily life.